Hello, welcome to today's Clarity Reset. Today, we are going to talk about the other side of our businesses. So, I often say this quote, and I only actually heard it recently, but I think it's been around a while. But you can't read the label from inside the jar, right? And we spend a lot of time working on our businesses. We're inside the jar. We're not able to see that label from the outside without some concerted effort. And Lucky here totally agrees apparently. So I guess she's gonna debut in our video today. Once she shows up, she usually stays. So you'll have a lot of Lucky sightings today. At any rate, today, we're going to spend a little bit of time on the outside of our business, and we're going to look at the way our clients or our customers see us and try to really get in touch with that. Because I do believe that when we are able to, put ourselves in their shoes and see things from their perspective, we might be able to tweak some things or adjust some things that might need some of our attention. So, at any rate, I invite you to join this grounding exercise, and then after that, we'll get into the journal prompts. So, first, please get cozy in your chair and close your eyes or soften your gaze. And I am going to take care of this cat situation and put her on top of the refrigerator because that's really where she wants to be anyway. And there she is. Oh, Lucky. Okay. So, sorry. So, grounding, close your eyes, soften your gaze. And I want you to bring your attention to your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Notice notice how the air feels as it enters in through your nostrils. It's cool, slightly cool. And when it exits, it's a little warmer than that. Just pay attention to that for a moment. Let's take a few breaths together. So, a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, I want you to shrug your shoulders way up high to your ears, really tense all of your muscles in your shoulders. And now roll them back and around and make this a really exaggerated move. Really stretch out between your shoulder blades and like the space above your chest. Stretch that out too. Like, really make this exaggerated. I hold a lot of tension in between my shoulder blades. This always feels so good. And once you feel a little more loose, go ahead and rest your arms and hands somewhere where they feel supported and let your shoulders drop. I want you to make an effort to let go of any tension you're holding in your body. Start in your head. So around your eyes, your temples, if it feels like you're forcing your eyes to be shut, just kind of let them loose. You know? Don't scrunch your eyes. Same with your nose. Make sure you're not scrunching your nose and your jaw. Let your jaw drop and your tongue. Move your tongue away from the roof of your mouth if that's where it's resting. Let it all just kind of hang without any tension. And then bring your attention to your neck and your shoulders. And if you're still holding any tension there, loosen it up. Just let go of any tension you've got there, any tightness. Follow down to your torso, your hips. If you're clenching or tightening any muscles there, be loose, be free. Let that tension go. And the same as you follow down your legs, past your knees and your calves, all the way to your feet. Let go of any tightness, any tension. If you're clenching, let go of all of that. And now make sure your feet are firmly flat on the floor. And I want you to imagine that there are roots that are extending out of the bottom of your feet and down into the earth, deep, deep into the earth, down all the way to the core. Just imagine those roots, a root system like a tree, all the way down into the core of the earth, holding you tight, holding you grounded to the earth. And now imagine the width of those roots as they reach around the area that you're in, around the town that you're in, around the country that you live in, and around the whole world. Imagine that those roots not only go deep, deep, deep into the earth, but they reach around it too, so that you feel steady and held and balanced. When you have a strong feeling of that, bring it back to your breath. Focus on the air moving in and out of your body, and know that you're held strong, tight, secure, and grounded to the earth. The only place you have to be is right here for the next 20 minutes or so. Now let's take a few more breaths together. So a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And now I invite you to open your eyes, return back to the room, and grab your journal. And for the first 2 minutes, I want you to brain dump. So whatever is in your mind, put it on paper. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. Doesn't matter if it's a full sentence. Total nonsensical. That's fine. Whatever's floating around there, put it on paper. The key of this is to continue writing for the entire 2 minutes. We got a minute and a half left, so don't stop writing. If you don't know what to write next, just write any word at all. And keep writing that until the next one comes. We do this to clear out the racing thoughts, the mind all over the place, the distractions, the fragmented thoughts that we haven't really made into full ideas yet. Let's get those out of the way so that when we get to the journaling portion, you're not sifting through all of that every time. This is a really good exercise to do every morning, just 2 minutes, just brain dump. You'll never have to read it again. It's not for anything other than just clearing your mind. So if you have a mind that tends to wander or has 20 conversations at once, this is a really good exercise for you. We got just under 30 seconds left, so just keep going. You got this. Okay. So the first question that you're going to answer in your journal is this: what does someone experience the very first time they encounter you or your business? This is about first impressions. What does someone experience the very first time they encounter you or your business? Now, this can be, think about where people find you first. It could be they find you in a social media post or a post on school, or they find you in a website or a referral or a conversation that they have with someone. What is the very first thing they see, hear, or feel that has to do with you? Walk through it like you're a stranger stumbling across your work for the first time. What story does it tell before you've said a single word? This is what your answer in here. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to work on this. Again, you want to think about where people find you first. The first time someone heard of you or they find out about you or your business. What is that experience for them? What do they see? What do they hear? What do they feel? So imagine that you are the stranger. You are the person that doesn't know you, doesn't know your business, and you stumble across you. You stumble across your work for the first time. What does that story tell before you've even said a single word to that person? What do they see? What do they experience? We got about 3 minutes left, so you got plenty of time to dive in. Go deep. Go deep. Truly imagine yourself on the other side. So, again, we're talking about the first impression. What does someone experience the very first time they encounter you or your business? You got a couple minutes left, so keep going. What's the very first thing they see or hear or feel when they come across your post or your website or maybe a referral or a conversation that they have? What's the very first thing that they see, hear, or feel? And again, imagine that you're a stranger stumbling across your work for the first time. What story does it tell before you've said a single word? You got about a minute left, so keep going, be detailed. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. What does it actually feel like to work with you, buy from you, or be in your world? What does it actually feel like to work with you, buy from you, or be in your world? So we're taking it to the next step. So that stranger has now decided to work with you or become a part of your ecosystem, right? What does that feel like for them? And this isn't about what you intend it to feel like. So don't write about that. Don't write about what you're hoping. Don't write about what your intention is. Truly put yourself in their shoes as much as you can. What does it actually feel like from where they're sitting? Like, and put yourself in their perspective. Who are they? Why were they drawn to you in the first place? Why did they come to you? And when they do reach you, and when they do start working with you or buy from you, or they become a part of your ecosystem, what does that feel like for them? Truly. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are they wondering? What do they walk away with? What questions do they still have? And be real. Because again, you might have intentions for them to feel a certain way. You might have a hope that they feel a certain way. But what we really want to look at is what it actually does feel like from where they are sitting. So take off the rose colored glasses and really look at it. Look at it from not only a positive perspective, but a critical perspective. Look at it from both ways. What are all of the things that are typically considered positive that they feel about you? What are the things that people can typically consider negative that they feel? And name things on both sides of that spectrum because if we're being real, everything in reality has pros and cons. Everything in reality has room for improvement. So look at it from that lens. What are people actually feeling, experiencing, thinking, wondering, walking away with when they're working with you? We have a couple of minutes left. Keep going. Okay, so again, what does it actually feel like to work with you, buy from you, or be in your world? Not about your intentions or your hopes, but what are they actually feeling? What is it what does it actually feel like from where they are sitting? What are they thinking, feeling, wondering? What do they walk away with? And what questions do they still have? Please start wrapping it up. Okay. So next, number 3. Where is there a difference between the experience you want to create and the one you are actually creating right meow? Where is there a difference between the experience you want to create and the one you are creating right meow? So again, look back at that. Look back at your first 2 entries, your first 2 journal entries, these prompts. Look at the first impression that people get. What's their experience first time they encounter you or your business? And then what does it actually feel like to work with you, right? So look at your answers to those things, your true honest answers. And then I want you to think about the difference, the gap that exists between the experience you want to create, your hopes, your intentions, and then the one that you're actually creating right now. And now, this isn't about beating yourself up. So I do want to say that it's about seeing clearly. So dive into that for a few moments. We have a few minutes left. So again, where is there a difference between the experience you want to create and the one you are actually creating right now? Right. So again, where is there a difference between the experience you want to create and the one you are actually creating right now? The gap between the experience that you intend and the actual experience your clients or customers get is oftentimes where the most useful work lives, even if it's subtle, even if it's subtle, because, you know, you might have intentions, you might have high hopes, but if it's not landing with their actual experience, then that's the place to work on. So go deep, keep going. You got another minute left. Again, this isn't about beating yourself up. You're not failing, you're not getting it wrong. This is just about seeing clearly where there's room for improvement. There always is, always is. So, where is there a difference between the experience you want to create and the one you are actually creating right now? All right. And now, finally, our last prompt. And I'm going to want you to finish the sentence. If someone who worked with me had to describe what I gave them in one sentence, I want that sentence to be blank. So write the whole thing out. If someone who worked with me had to describe what I gave them in one sentence, I want that sentence to be blank. Write it all out, and then your answer comes next. There's some kind of magical thing that happens when you write the whole sentence here instead of just the answer. And it's typically the first thing that comes to mind. It's not what people would currently say necessarily. It's what you want them to say. And be specific, because vague answers are honestly a sign that there's something to get clear on. Like there's still something lingering, there's still something fuzzy. So be specific. Oh, we get both cats in today's video. Hi, baby. This is Bear. He just kind of takes over whatever spot he wants because that's just who he is as a cat. So he just gets to do whatever he wants. So again, I'll give you a little bit longer to finish that sentence. If someone who worked with me had to describe what I gave them in one sentence, I want that sentence to be blank. All right. So as you're wrapping that up, I really just want to close this session out by saying, sorry, there's cat hair. But I really want to close this session out just by saying that you can't improve an experience that you haven't actually looked at from the outside. Again, I'm going to bring it back to the beginning. You can't read the label from inside the jar. So I hope that this exercise has helped you to kind of step outside of yourself for a little bit, step outside of your business and see it from a perspective that is not your own, to pull off those rose-colored glasses and really look at if the message you're intending or the experience that you're intending is the one that's actually received. And maybe it is. Maybe it's right there. Maybe you're right on. I do believe there is always room to improve. There's always room to tweak. And if you feel like there's a giant gap, don't throw the whole thing out. Don't. There's no need to do that. You make some small adjustments. Sometimes exercises like these can be tough because it feels like a failure. And I understand. I understand. I get in my own way a whole lot in this way. And the reality is that, you know, you've got to test a lot of things. You've got to try a lot of things. You've got to, I mean, to be fair, you got to fail a lot. And baby fails, they don't have to be big giant like, you blew the whole thing up kind of fails. Just baby fails, little tiny ones, itty bitties. And they can really bring you down and they can really be discouraged and they can really suck, man. I know. I know they can. I get it. I own a business as well. And I am also a human being. And it turns out that we all have feelings like this, right? So the reality is that if you found a huge gap between what you want the experience to be and what the experience actually is, awesome. Because now look at all the ways that you can improve. You don't have to like come up with a way to improve your process if it's not really working, if you have a lot of material to work with. Now, if you can't find a gap in any of that and nothing is working, well, then what are you going to do? And so anything you were able to identify today, just count it as a blessing in some way or another. Count it as data and make whatever little adjustments need to be made. And if for any reason you are feeling stuck, blocked, like you can't get past it or through it, you need to work with someone, reach out. I am here totally for that. So I hope that this session was a good one for you. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'd love to hear how it went for you in the comments. So please tell me all about it. Have the best day.